Hello, hello. What's going on? It's me, Jay Renard, and I'm here with another of my favorite days, Unboxing Day. All right, full disclosure. Due to some overenthusiasm on my part, and also in a poorly guided effort to remove my personal information from the packaging, I kind of already ripped it, so there's that. But, but, let's go ahead and review the packaging. so, so if you haven't already noticed, I bought a ring from Clocks and Colors, and we'll get to the uniqueness of that afterwards. But um, props to them. This is packaged quite well. I've bought some packaging like this before. I'm not going to say the brand because I don't want to throw shade like that. But needless to say, these the wrap in here is more filled, and the plastic is a little more substantial, so it's harder to burst, which ultimately just means uh, better, safer shipping. What they did ship is going to be kept in better condition. So good on y'all for using a far above standard product. Also, as I said, I bought a ring, and they included in the packaging a sizer for their rings. So I think that's a great idea, actually, because you would assume that all ring sizes are created equal. Um, yes and no, but it's good to have one from the company that makes it. Side note, what I have noticed, at least for this ring and one of the other ones that I bought, they don't have half sizes, so you're gonna have to buy your ring size to the nearest size. Um, I'm not sure if that's a limitation on their end or just a choice so far as they have, so that they're not creating too much product only for a lot of it to sit on the shelf because of the half size. Um, Not my call to make, but I do like that they include this for for current purchases. If it's maybe the wrong size, you'll see which one fits you best, and for future purchases, you'll know which size to order so that it's properly fit. So good on you, Clocks and Colors there. The other thing that came included was the decal set here, or rather the large decal sticker. Um, the glare is pretty solid, but okay, there we go. So, Clocks and Colors. Um, Me being an American, I'm probably gonna just put something over that because we don't use the U, but that's just how I roll. Hashtag no U in neighbor, color, favor, etc. Hashtag freedom spelling. All right, there. I've alienated basically everybody who's not American in this video. Sorry about that. All right. No, I'm just joking. I'm just overly bombastic just to be silly. All right, now I've noted before that it's Clocks and Colors, but there we go. This is a ring that was done in collaboration with photographer and videographer Peter McKinnon. All right, so we've got some extra packaging. Wasn't ready for that, but all right. All right, I like it, but ultimately I think it wasn't necessary for it to be in a Ziploc baggie. Also inside a box, also inside a padded envelope. Um, I'm not gonna say it's bad. It's better to have what you need, and or it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. All right, so let's go ahead and do this again. Yeah, the debut, but properly this time. Okay, this is the Aurora Ring, and it is sterling silver, 92.5% silver in this alloy. and the stone is blue petersite. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. If I'm not, let me know in the comments. And it was made in such a manner to resemble the northern lights as the light plays across the petersite. And I'm not gonna lie, I am digging how this is looking. Especially at the various angles with the stone. That's not just a light bouncing, but I think it's refracting through on this layer. So I would say this is an amazing call. Alright, let's hope I can bring this closer and still stay in focus. Alright. Alright, now you can see here, this is a pretty substantial width, and because of the stone, it's it's also pretty heavy. Come on, stay focused. There you go. You can see the Clarkson Color stamp. Alright, maybe I'm a little too close. And Peter McKinnon's autograph stamp right there, also with the 92.5. Come on, with the 92.5 stamp right there to let you know that it's sterling silver. There we go. So we've got the trees and the mountains on either side. Great stuff. I love that so much. Alright, now this is one of those few times where I can unbox and review at the same time. So let's go ahead and get that going. Alright, so for anyone who's curious, I doubt that you are, but I'm about 230 pounds. Um, Today I'm a little bit less than, but still rounding up. So on my left hand that I'm going to be using on, this is a ring size 10. And it fits on, it goes on very easily, a little snug coming off, which I like. And as much as I predicted, it is very substantial so far as the weight on it. This isn't a thing that I'm going to ignore. I'm not going to forget that I have this on. It's just not that light. However, I personally like that. So I'm liking how it feels. I'm liking how it looks on my hand. Uh, and I do like that it's significantly narrower here than up here, so you're not losing any of the details in the engraving. They didn't make it too narrow so that you can get the trees and the mountains, but it's ergonomic here at the joint where the finger would be bending and flexing. So I'm not losing anything. Truthfully, I don't feel it here in this crease. So this isn't going to hinder me moving or grabbing or doing anything, despite it being such a weighty ring. And like I said, it fits perfectly. So even though it's really weighty, it's not going to just slip off of my finger because of the extra weight and my own motion. So great job. Great job, well made, feels great. There is one thing that I'm looking at. Hold on. Alright, that was a bad idea. There we go. There is a gap, slight though it is, right there on the surface of the stone and the tree. And because I wear my rings like this, so that as I see it, it is right side up. Because I bought this ring for me to enjoy. So as my hand is down and I wear it to the rest of the world, it would would seem as if it's upside down. I don't care about the rest of the world. I'm wearing this ring like this. But um, I think when it goes into my pocket, I think that this might catch here, or hope, or God forbid, it'll catch there. I really don't. I really hope that that's not the case, but I'll find out after a couple of days of use and wear if this catching will be an issue or if this catching here will be an issue. Simply because it is a substantial rise off of the finger than previous rings. I mean, even this one. See if I can squeeze that onto there. This part comes up about as high, but it's at the back end of the ring. It's not catching on anything. And the ears here are more flush with my knuckles than this is. There's no real sharp rise. It's just it's a gradual increase from the knuckle to the ear and then up, as opposed to this one where it's just knuckle then this ridge. So hopefully this doesn't get caught onto, say, my jeans on the hem of the pocket or anything like that. I doubt it, but it is something that I'll be looking at just to make sure it doesn't become an issue. Shout out to Alina Gleiser. I believe I'm pronouncing that properly. Side note, not sponsored by either of these two. Second side note, I'd love to be sponsored by either of y'all two. Just putting that out there. Alright, so let's go ahead and remove this. It's taken away all the intention. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and give this whole purchase a solid 9.84 out of 10. And I only say that because um, this wasn't necessary. And I know that, being someone who's trying to run a business here, they had to spend money to produce these. And for the rings, at least, it's completely not necessary because it's in a box that is padded in an envelope that is padded. Um, and also, although silver itself is a soft metal, sterling silver is much harder than silver. Well, I don't know about much harder. It's definitely harder than silver. The likelihood of there being damage in a padded box, in a padded envelope, is a lot lower. So, long story short, if they didn't use these, then they wouldn't expend the resources, which means they wouldn't have spent the money, and hopefully, at least in a capitalistic world, the saved profits result in a lower price that are passed on to the consumer. So I gave it the very high rating minus a very small amount because I think without this you could have had the same great product at a slightly lower price. At the time of this recording, this ring, the sterling silver with the blue petersite and the engravings was about $320 US, plus the FedEx expedited shipping. Um, and I know how much that was for Japan, but I don't know how much that is for whatever place you're at, so I don't want to go ahead and throw out an arbitrary number. You can opt for, especially at the price point of this, standard shipping for, I believe, maybe $6 American or $8 American or less. It might even fall under the category of free shipping. I can't remember. I specifically chose expedited because I wanted it faster. All right, so there's that. All right, now, bonus subject. I am clearly back from deployment, um, and I did mention in my Facebook posts and on my social media, other social media, that my hand got injured while I was on deployment. And the injury was to these two fingers that are not nearly as whole as the left hand is here. So I'll be making a video fully explaining, or as much as I can explain, what happened and I'll talk about some of that recovery process if anybody's, and so that'll be the next topic if anybody's interested. But until that video does come out, the things that I have filmed that I'm going to be putting out, um, my hand is either in a glove or covered or just not really in frame. That's on purpose. I don't want that to be a talking point on about any of the videos before I have the video explaining it. After that video, I'll likely only be wearing the gloves when I'm doing the tooling because I don't want fingerprints on the wet leather. Most everything else, my hands are going to be out doing the thing, because truthfully, gloves cost money, and if I'm running through them just to cut and skive, that's a waste. So there's that. Trying to keep the overhead down. Go to my shop on Etsy. Links are in the description. Yeah. Thanks for your time and attention. I appreciate it. I'm Jared Nard, and I'm out. Peace.